Hello, welcome back. It's 2026 and it's America's 250th birthday. I'm Pat Micone, president of the Republican Club, and I'm here with my friend and colleague Betty Oliker. And we are thrilled to be here today because once again we want to bring you a show in order to shed light and truth on relevant topics that you're seeing in the news. We strive to dispel misinformation, disinformation, and yes, even malinformation that we're seeing every day in the mainstream media. So if we can clarify and shed truth on things, we can solve them. So hopefully today we're excited with our guest, and she will enlighten us on many topics. So without further ado, I want to have Betty Oliker introduce our special guest, Kira Davis.
I'm happy to. Kira Davis is an award-winning podcaster and author of Drawing Lines, Why Conservatives Must Begin to Battle Fiercely in the Arena of Ideas. She's appeared on outlets like Fox News, Newsmax, News Nation, and BBC. Kira is also a regular guest host on Sirius XM, the Patriot Channel 125. Her first book, Drawing Lines, Why Conservatives Must Begin to Battle Fiercely in the Arena of Ideas, was released in 2022 and provides a blueprint for conservatives to compete effectively in the cultural space while holding their lines politically. Kira ran for school board in 2022, unsuccessfully, but she learned a lot about campaigning and passion. Kira lives in Orange County, California with her husband and 2 children and a blind dog named Lola. Welcome, Kira.
Thank you, ladies. It's such an honor and privilege to be here. I'm so excited.
Oh, we're thrilled
Happy
to
to
have
have
you,
you.
Kira.
Thank you. And don't feel bad for my dog. She's fine.
Okay.
That's good.
She can get around. She's still doing well enough to be annoying. So as long as your dog's annoying you, you know they're healthy and fine.
Yeah, right.
She just can't see things, but she can definitely hear when you're unwrapping something.
Oh, so her
Yeah.
hearing is heightened.
Yes, we're fine. But it's a real pleasure to be here with you ladies today. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, we're excited because you are just so well known and you do so much. And our show today, we want to give you a forum, Kira, to be able to tell us what's going on and how you can help us in Orange County and help our citizens and help us preserve our constitutional republic.
Well, good. I think that's a great subject to cover, and we could be here all day talking about it.
Yeah.
We're not going to be here all day, though. But just to let people know a little bit about me and how I got started in politics, I actually am a former actress. I was trained as an actress. And when my family moved to California in the Tea Party days, it was the Tea Party years, like 2009, 2010, I had 2 young children and I didn't want to be a career woman anymore. I wanted to have a career in the home. So I retired from acting to raise our children when we moved to California. Not what people do when they move to California. Usually they get into acting.
Right.
I got out. As it turns out, though, I wasn't a really great stay-at-home mother. I did realize quickly I needed other outlets.
Yeah.
So I love politics. I've always been a political animal. I joke, but I like to say it's kind of true, I was raised by godless hippies. I say this a lot. So politics were always being discussed in my house.
Yeah.
From a liberal point of view, I'm a conservative. And I had a conversion experience later in my life, which I talk about in that book. But I always was interested in politics. So when I decided to find an outlet, I realized, blogging is free. You can get on the internet and write what you think, and it doesn't cost you anything. And I can do it when the kids go to bed. And some people started reading it, and people like Larry Elder found my work back in the early days, and he had me as a guest on his show, and then Fox News started paying attention to my stuff, and the next thing I knew, it was actually a career, but one I could do from home. And it's been a blessing, but the reason I tell this story is because one of my biggest, missions in politics is to encourage people to get involved right where they are and to do what they can right where they are. So I think a lot of us get discouraged or feel like we don't have a place in the political discussion because we've got other things going on. We're not going to grab a sign and go protest somewhere, or we're not going to show up at all the town halls or go to all the city council meetings, you know. But everybody does have a part to play because the American experience, the American experience and experiment requires citizens. It requires the participation of the citizenry. And so when we stop participating, bad things happen. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
We've stopped participating. So I want to encourage people to participate wherever they are. That's what I did, and it turned into a really blessing of a career. I mean, this career has brought me so many places, and I've met so many incredible people, including you lovely women, and this community. I wouldn't know this community if I weren't in politics. So
We have a special community.
Yes, we do.
I've been learning about this community since I've been here today. It's truly incredible. I plan on coming back. And maybe I could talk about my new project that I'm doing.
Please do, because
Yeah.
it's definitely in something where we can get our voice out. So yes,
Yeah, because I want to talk about it based
Yeah.
on what you guys are doing here. So
Yeah.
I talk about this a lot. Is this my camera? I'm going to talk to you guys here. I talk about this a lot, about the idea that a lot of people have this idea that if you've got to have all these qualifications to go win, you know, to go, and I've got to be cute, or I've got to be rich, or I've got to be connected, or I've got to be young, you know, and though that's a lie. We all have something that we can do right where we are. And one of the things that has always bothered me about Orange County is all of our politicians campaign here because we have a lot of money and they like our money.
Yeah, right.
But
We're the
no one
jewel.
ever wants our opinions, right? No one wants to know what the Orange County residents are dealing with here. Everybody looks at us and says, oh, well, you guys are rich. You guys are fine. It's Orange County. There's nothing to worry about. Nothing's going on
problem.
there. And it couldn't be further from the truth, as you guys know. And I feel that a lot of politicians or people who just work in the political class in Orange County, they get away with a lot because no one's telling on them. Right? There's no media apparatus here. We have to depend on LA or San Diego to come cover something here.
Yeah, true.
So they miss a lot. We have a lot of very interesting local stories, local scandals, local bills, taxes.
Yeah.
Costa Mesa's trying to pass a new sales tax in the middle of all this.
Yes.
So, but who would know that except the residents of Costa Mesa?
Right.
So
Yes.
I decided to launch my own Orange County-based show that would cover Orange County politics and culture, so that we have a place where our stories can go that isn't only the OC Register, which is a great publication, but it's print, you know, or other place. Voice of OC, I get it's left leaning, but I get a lot of information from Voice of OC. They do great work over there, but it's not enough. We need more. I want you to have something you can turn on and just see a quick rundown of maybe a big interesting story and then just local stuff that's going on. So in that vein, I launched the Orange Report last month. We'll be holding a big launch party, I think in Rancho Santa Margarita. I'm locking down the place next month. Definitely will invite you ladies.
Yeah, we'd love to come.
Yeah, well, only the hardest partiers get to go. So these are like, Pat partied so hard she had to have hip replacement surgery. So she can definitely come to my launch party. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do it for the same reason you guys do this. People need information.
Yes.
Not everyone can get out to a town hall or run for office.
Right.
And they deserve information still.
Yes, and we were talking to a lady today who's saying, you know, in the mainstream media, she was looking at the misinformation, and she validated what we're doing here, trying to get out the truth and information. So
Yes.
we're excited about
And
your
everybody plays a part in that.
Absolutely.
Everybody plays a part. When you first told me about the project here and the show, I said, that's amazing. And it doesn't matter if you talk to 10 people or 10,000 people. It really matters what you're saying.
Yes.
But I didn't know you guys were talking to 18,000 people.
Yes.
That's a lot.
mean,
I was thinking it was a few. But this is an incredible resource. And
Yes.
the idea, so to have two women who say, I think we can inform people. I think we can do this one little thing. It's not huge. I get it. You're not going to get nominated for an Emmy. Sorry to disappoint you, ladies. Probably not going to get an Emmy award. If I could give you one, I would give it to you. But it is huge because it's what you can do where you are.
Yes.
And there are so many people benefiting from it.
Yes.
And you have no idea how many minds you've changed or just even informed. It's such a powerful vehicle. So
We're grateful. We're grateful to Channel 6 for giving us this opportunity to do this. It really is golden.
I think it's very unique, and I'm deeply impressed. But I'm also impressed just by you ladies and anybody who says, you know what, we're going to do our part. We're just going to do what we can do.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's not a lot of fanfare. I didn't get my car valeted when I got here.
No,
I don't have like a wardrobe person.
Right. We're down home.
You know, that's not what it is. It's just,
That's why I love your show. When you do it when you're walking, no makeup, in your car, whatever.
I do my little Instagram posts, and I get so mad because I tell my husband, I just want to be pretty, and I put on all my makeup and I put on my hair, and then what do people love most about me when I'm out walking?
Natural.
My hair's everywhere.
Being real.
Yeah,
being real.
Yeah, we can relate.
So, Kara, we have some things that are pressing in our community, pressing in our county. You know, we have the upcoming midterm elections coming it's just critical that we elect Republicans so we can keep our House seats and help our beloved President Trump to accomplish all the goals he set out to preserve our Constitution.
Yeah.
So a couple of things when we were highlighting is the voter ID initiative. The last day is February 6th. So we're trying to get all the signatures we can for that. And also Prop 13 is important. So I'd like you to talk to that. But we have a bazaar this coming weekend, so hopefully we'll get more signatures. But you just speak so eloquently about so many things. Can you maybe address why those things are important to our viewers?
This is great. I think these two things go together. And if you'll bear with me, I'm going to tell you a story, but I'm going to connect it.
Okay. Stories are good.
So one of the things that my husband and I were so excited about when we moved to California is the California dream. We moved here from the Midwest. My husband grew up in the inner city, and I grew up in rural Canada. And so we've had very different experiences, but we all, like most people in the world, we had an idea of what California was like, what California life was like. It was mostly like a John Hughes film, or like just, Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Yeah.
And when we moved here, we quickly found out that the California dream had actually not really existed for quite a while by the time we moved here. And there wasn't this big boom for us to come in at this big boom where we were going to be able to build. We realized we weren't going to be able to build a future for our children here if we built a life here. We're not in a position perhaps as our, somebody else who bought their homes 50, 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was disappointing because my children are Californians. They have grown up here.
Yeah.
And so that was disappointing. But as I got more into politics and learned about, why is our housing expensive? Why has that dream been snatched away? How do the taxes, income taxes, illegal immigration, how do all of these things affect the cost of living? And you realize that there's a bunch of reasons why we haven't been able to pass the California dream down to our kids. Okay, so Prop 13 comes along. Prop 13 is the most precious, one of the most precious policies we have, should be defended until the end. It's sad it even had to be done. But it's always on the bubble. It's always being threatened. And it's in more danger in this moment than it's ever been. We're struggling to get these signatures to prevent this, what I call the Sacramento reach around, where they try to, reach around and grab your butt from behind on the Prop 13. They're always thinking of ways. Well, who is the most active and the most passionate about saving Prop 13?
Harvest.
It's ladies like you.
Oh.
No, it's ladies like you. It's communities like this. But there's not enough of you. There's not enough of you. And so the signature gathering is very anemic right now. And I'm not sure that Prop 13 signature gathering, I'm just being honest, I'm not sure it's going to make it. We have until the mid-February, so you should continue. But I've been looking at these numbers.
Oh, not good news.
It's close, but with the state, it has to be above and beyond. That's the problem. Not that it's not close enough. It is. If we had an honest count, it would be close enough.
Oh.
This is why I bring this up. Not to discourage you, but to say what you need is an energized electorate. But you don't have that because our kids don't have a stake in the California dream right now. Mm-hmm. The only people who have a stake in the California dream are people your age. Mm-hmm. And rightfully so, you're fighting for it because you're fighting for your children. You're fighting for, you're going to pass all this
survival. Yeah.
But it's still yours, right? Mm-hmm. And so how do you now convince an electorate who has not grown up as property owners, who have not grown up as having a stake? When you own property, this is why it's so insidious what Democrats do to strip property rights.
Yes.
When you own property, you have a stake in what's happening. We don't have a lot. Mm-hmm. All of our property owners are aging out. Mm-hmm. And even the children they're leaving those properties to, they didn't build it. They didn't buy it. They didn't put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. They don't treasure it the way you do. Mm-hmm. So that's not blame, by the way. That's just how this has developed. And by the way, I think that's been on purpose. So that's not your fault. Yeah. That's the enemy's fault. But it does make, and this is on purpose, it does make times like these more difficult for people like us.
Yes.
Because now we have to go energize a base that's like, you know, living in seniors community and wanting to go to the pool and not to the polls.
You're exactly right.
And you have to energize a youth base that has absolutely no stake in California and doesn't have hope of having stake in it. And they're making all their plans for home and land outside of our state. So that's very depressing. I'm not going to leave you on this depressing note. The exciting news is the voter ID initiative. This is how these are connected. I didn't forget. This is my job. I'm good at this. The voter ID initiative is important because if we get voter ID in this state, the entire picture of California politics changes. And then we do have an electorate who can be heard and who is having a stake. Right now, even our children know their votes don't count because they're not sure that they're literally being counted. If we change just that one, then that's just one thing. There's more that we can do. But that's one. If we change that one thing, it's going to change how people get out there and activate. Right now, we're putting out fires. We're putting out fires. Are you exhausted? Yes. Everyone's exhausted. We just finished Prop 50.
Yeah.
We were doing Prop 50 as you were gathering signatures for Prop 13.
Yes. Right?
And by the way, whenever I see you out there with your clipboards for Prop 13, you're also gathering signatures for 3 other props, ballot measures. We're putting out fires. What we need to do is to cut off the fuel. So we're fighting the wrong battles. This requires some recalibrating. One of the things we can do now is push hard for a 2026 candidate to push through and win. I think this is the year it could be done.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that was long-winded.
No.
I talk a lot. It's what I do for a living, ladies.
No, and the background, the stories, and giving us perspective on how the younger people. I think we've been to some events. We think the younger people feel forgotten, or they don't feel their voice is being heard.
I have a 23-year-old son, and I would say, he said, I don't feel. Yeah. Like I was telling him about Prop 13, he was like, but that doesn't really affect me.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's one of millions of children who say that doesn't really affect me. Yes. So
our future.
I was very convicted, I think, during this past midterms. Yeah. When that blue ripple, I call it a ripple, but the blue ripple came along and affordability started being put out there into the culture. And I heard Trump say, it's fair for the young people to be annoyed by this. They've actually been left behind. And we've been telling them, just work hard and work hard. That's still true. But it's actually, the system's been set up to take what they earn. And more of it than ever. More than when I was 23, more than when you were 23.
Yeah, right.
So they're being stolen from more than we were at that age. So they don't feel invested.
And that's not talked about a lot. I mean, there's so many other things. We have so much to be.
We have, and there's nothing wrong with being self-interested. Of course, people in this community, they have their, what affects them. And that's what politics is, of course. Yes. It's people talking about what affects them.
Right.
But I do want everybody to also take a 30,000-foot view also. How much more energy could you conserve if you weren't having to always be fighting every little? We need a top to bottom clean out. This is a heavy lift. This is what we're asking for in 26 is revolution. But it's my opinion that California is about 18 months behind the rest of the country when it comes to the golden age. So I think we're 18 months behind. So as you saw what Trump did in 24, I feel like we're coming up on our Trump moment here. As we see the electorate waking up, I feel like we're coming up on that. As we get border under control, as we get prices under control, I feel like we are coming up on that in California as well. But we're just a little behind because we got to drag all this dead weight behind us. But
Yeah, true.
26 is going to be a big year in Sacramento. We can't change the legislature, you know, that's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
But it could with voter ID.
Yes, you're right.
Like, if you understand how big that's going to be.
Like you said, one thing.
Yes.
One
Begin
thing.
to turn the ship around, hopefully.
One thing. That's why they're fighting so hard. But move out to national politics, you wonder, why does everything look so crazy? People are dying. Well, people are dying because it's war, and people die in war. And what's happening now is there's been a whole system set up to benefit a certain group of people, and it's now being threatened, and their entire lives are connected to it. It's like if I told you, Pat, after we leave here, I'm going to go over to your house and I'm going to set it on fire, and then I'm going to go raid your bank accounts. You know, you know, what can you do? Are you going to sit there and be like, well, you know, it's just the way it is. I guess I'll have to go open a new bank account. Or are you going to scream bloody murder and tell everybody, this person's going to go burn down my house and then raid my bank accounts? And that's not right. And she has to be stopped. Like, that's where we are.
Yes.
Our bank accounts are empty. Our homes have been burned down, quite literally. And we cannot keep putting out these little fires. That I feel like this is my message for 2026. Like, get up, suit up, and go to war. And I know a lot of you, like, you got a bum hip. You know, I'm talking to a seniors community. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's tired. I'm 51. I'm not that old, but I'm tired too. I get it. We're all tired.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting, but you're exhausted because you're being firefighters.
And the media feed and everything, and just taking it in and figuring out what to do. Yeah.
And that's what my book does too. It'll encourage you, so you don't have to
Here's your book.
spend so much.
This is our book.
Yeah.
Drawing lines.
Thank you. Yeah, you don't
Kira
have to
Davis.
spend so much energy worrying about, oh my gosh, if I can't flip the presidency or flip the governor's mansion, then I'm, you know. I think people spend so much mental energy on that stuff that you don't have much control over. You can go to the ballot box, you can go to the rallies,
Yep.
but you've got a lot more control right where you are. Even your social media is a weapon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want that book to ease your mind too. I want it to ease your mind about what your responsibility is in this. No one's asking you to lead an army.
Yeah.
You're just going to do what you can in your little 5 square feet of the battle, and that's how battles are won.
You know, Kira, we've been talking about getting on more social media for all the reasons you're saying. Personally, years ago, I got off of Facebook because I didn't like what Zuckerberg was doing, coming in with the Zuckerbucks. I just didn't like that. So now we're going to do that. So this is just such a pertinent conversation we're having for the need to have more social media and reach people and help motivate them. I remember being so worried before the 24 election, what would happen if we didn't get Trump elected. So
I think we should still be worrying about that.
yeah,
We should still be talking about that.
keeping him and helping him accomplish, the mandate that the majority of Americans gave him. So
Yes. Betty, were you going to ask something?
No, I was just, when you were talking about what people can do to get involved that doesn't cost money and do your fair share, I went to Ralph's yesterday, and there was a husband and wife there with all the petitions on their clipboards. And I said, are you with someone, an organization? No, they did it by themselves. I thought, God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. It
Yes.
takes an electorate that's interested and involved. My son graduated college in last June. So he's home now, he's 23. He's a film student, and so I've got him working for me now. He does some of my work in media that I do. but this requires me now to take him around with me, and he's going to rallies. He's been a regular at the ladies' lunch.
Wow.
The ladies love him. The ladies
sure
love him.
How great for him.
But well, it was interesting, and he got to hear at our club luncheon last week, the chairman of the OCGOP,
Yes.
Will O'Neill, spoke. And Will gave a wonderful historical speech. I thought it was very moving, actually. I thought for a lunch club speech.
Yeah.
And afterwards, my son was like, I thought that was so inspiring, and I'm going to go to the Young Republicans Club. And my son, if you see him, he doesn't look like a young Republican. He's got dreadlocks, like he's a filmmaker.
Yeah,
He's not a young Republican,
yeah.
Orange County kind of guy.
Yeah.
But he cares.
Yeah.
And when he heard Will O'Neill saying, look, here are some of the things that have happened. These things aren't fair. Here are some of the things that we need to do. Here are your responsibilities. He realized, wow, there's a lot more going on locally than I knew. And he gets to lunch with the ladies in my club every month. I make him go, and I don't sit with him. He sits at his own table. He has to sit with the ladies.
Yeah.
And you guys know Susan Doan. Like, they just are buddies now. But he just, every old lady, elderly lady, seasoned
lady.
Is so excited, but everyone offers him something, right? He comes away with new information. What I would love to see is more opportunities for our kids to be doing that, hanging out with old folks.
Yes. Yeah, getting the wisdom,
Yes.
The older
Like an
we get,
internship, sort of.
That's what your grandparents are.
Yeah.
Your grandparents are your internship.
You're
but
right.
guess what?
Yeah.
The left has done also. The left has separated families.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
And we have separated the whole family structure from top to bottom. You know, we're talking a lot these days about kids going no contact with their parents.
Right.
Yes.
Being on the screens.
That's right.
I'm one of those kids. I'm on the opposite side. My godless hippie mom went no contact with us.
Wow.
Right? In June, she said Trump is evil, and I can't be with your family as long as you support this.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even a call. That was just a message.
Yes.
It's insidious, but it is from top to bottom. What that does, I've been thinking about it a lot, because what it does, it doesn't, of course it's hurtful, you know, as a mother-child thing. But outside of that, it disrupts the family cycle.
Yes.
That's a woman with very valuable information.
We have 2 minutes. We got to wrap up.
That's a woman with very valuable information. Right?
Yes.
You have very valuable information just from living. You don't even need to know much. You don't even have to be a big reader. Just from living, you know stuff. But we separate our kids from the apparatus. So I would love to see. I don't have any ideas on this, but
we're just brainstorming now. But Kira, we'll bring you back. You know, unfortunately, we could talk for hours.
I told you, and if you let me go, I'll just bogart the whole time.
That's why we brought you. All right.
Yeah, we wanted to give our viewers a chance to get to know you. So
I'm
we'll
deeply
be working.
honored to be invited today. What a treat, and what an amazing community you all have.
Yeah,
here.
we are very blessed.
We're so grateful.
Yeah, I'm almost regretful I'm not 55 yet.
You'll get there.
Almost.
Oh, God willing, I'll get there. God willing.
Yeah.
Well, as my grandmother says, what's the alternative?
There you go.
So we're going to have you back, right? We're going to have you back, and we're going to look for ways, Kira, for your voice and your purpose. And the book, Drawing Lines: Why Conservatives Must Begin to Battle Fiercely in the Arena of Ideas.
Endorsed right on the front by Dan Bongino.
Oh, Dan Bongino.
He was a friend of mine.
You know so many people of influence, and you yourself. So we look forward to you influencing everywhere you can in the county and in our village, and this is just a beginning. So thank you. We'll get as many signatures as we can for voter ID.
Don't stop.
And until
voter ID, I think is going to pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, get on the ballot.
Voter and
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
It's
Both.
a popular team.
I think so too. I think we're getting it.
We will bring you back. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you will share this with your friends and neighbors in Laguna Woods and your family outside. So we'll look forward to next month. We'll have a special guest. It's still in the works, but we'll have a special guest next month. So please join us every Tuesday at 1:30. And God bless you all, and you take care.